Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Your Cincinnati Bengals have dropped to 0-2 for the second season in a row. Are you panicking? Is it over? 27-24 loss to the Baltimore Ravens, starting the season with 2 losses to division rivals. Man, the AFC North feels further away than it has in a long time now. Can the Bengals right the ship? Are there signs of improvement on the tape? Is there some scary news on the horizon? We won't get to that just yet, as Joe Burrow is dealing with retweaking his calf. But we will look at the film today on Bengals on the Brain. I'm Joe Goodberry. The show is presented by First Star Logistics. And remember, First Star is giving away things every single week. You will find the link for those giveaways down below in the description of this video. You'll also find it on Twitter at Joe Goodberry at First Star Logistics. Make sure you enter that stuff and get into all the good stuff that First Star is giving away. The arcade, the cooler, the drink dispenser. If you've seen that in the picture, awesome. I don't even know what it is, but I want it. We're going to watch film today. We're going to break down the Ravens, Bengals. Yes, there's good stuff to watch. The offense finally found a little bit of life. I think we'll start with the offensive side and with the defensive side, go in chronological order in each of those, because there's a lot of things to talk about. And they may answer a lot of your questions that you have already. They may point to things that the Bengals are trying to do and trying to get better at. And they may point to some deficiencies that I'm not sure they're equipped to overcome with the way the roster is currently constructed. So I'll leave it as that, and let's dive in. First quarter, first drive, Bengals are giving the ball to Joe Mixon, right? And I want you to look at these 2 edge defenders here for Baltimore and watch them freeze. All because, and not all because, but largely because you have Irv Smith in motion, jet motioning across the field. And you also have a quarterback here that could potentially keep it and flow with it. I mean, very common play here. And if we see a lot of shotgun running, one of the major things in shotgun running, why it works for a lot of teams, is they have a mobile quarterback. So if the Bengals are going to do it, it'd be nice if their quarterback kept it once in a while. And you'll see here as we continue to play, as those guys are freezing, they're thinking, hey, maybe Burrow keeps the ball. And clearly he doesn't, but it allows. So this is not a big game, but I mean, we're talking future plays. You want to know that the unblocked edge guy is respecting your quarterback a little bit here. All right, going back to this play here, second play now of our breakdown, and we got a cover 2. Clearly, they've got 2 deep safeties. We talk about this a lot in terms of defense is trying to limit what the Bengals can do. You see the 2 high safeties, and we've got here, I want to show what's happening, as we've got T. Higgins running downfield, and we have here Tyler Boyd is going to run a wheel route. And so the idea here is that if Higgins can take this safety out of the play, if this safety runs with Higgins, and this guy is playing more of a zone in here, and this guy's going to come up and play underneath in a cover 2, then you can get Tyler Boyd deep on this play. So let's see if the Bengals can get this off and hit a big play early in the game here. He clearly has time in the pocket and a good pocket and can move and step up if he needs to throw this. And he goes to the check down right away. You see as Boyd comes free down the sideline. And even Jamar Chase is a little perturbed by this, because as he's sitting here, I think he's thinking, like, if you're on time, you can just hit me with the pass and I can make a play happen. Instead, Burrow is quick to the check down versus cover 2. Cover 2 a lot of times is, how can we attack the middle of the field? You got a couple gaps and windows you can hit, but if not, check it down. And on third down, if you're just going to do that so freely, Well, then why wouldn't a defense play cover two and just say, fine, you don't have anybody going over the middle. The pocket's good. Watch Karras in the middle there, regain and get in front of Pierce. The Ravens will take that all day long. They've got the fast linebackers. They're confident that they can be able to rally and make the tackle. T. Higgins in the slot here. Watch the nice stop, comeback route. Gets right on the toes, gives him a little foot drag. You see the rubber pellets fly up, and that corner can't stay with him at all. Irv Smith actually had some decent blocks. Let's go back and see these. 2 in a row here. These are 2 plays in a row. He's setting the outside edge, stays with it, drives that guy into the turf. I think that's David Ajabu of Michigan, last year's second-round pick for Baltimore. Very next play now. Now, he doesn't necessarily win this block because 90 gets in there, but he stays with it and makes his presence known. He feels them, that's for sure. Watch the nice combo block here from Kappa and Karras. They lift 98 out of there. That's a big nose tackle they're getting out of there. See him get underneath at the same time. Shoulder to shoulder, lift him and drive him into the turf. And then watch Jonah Williams. He's got Jadeveon Clowney, who's always been a good run defender. He gets under him as well, lifts up Clowney on a 1 foot and drives. And that's the point of attack there. Those 3. See how Jonah gets underneath Clowney? First down. I believe that was 3rd and short or 4th and short. I think it was 3rd down, but they converted on that one. This is the very first play of the second half. And the Bengals got a deep play, it looks like here, set up. If I can pause it here, you end up with a single high safety, which we've talked about this so much where they're not getting these looks. But when you get these are your chances to take a deep shot. And what do the Bengals have to counteract and to work off this? Do they have a chance to get Higgins deep? Can they take this? Well, the coverage is pretty good there, but you've got Boyd also coming across. So if you don't want to hit Higgins, you can hit Boyd. He should open up in this next window here. Should be about right there. Initial pressure. Would he have thrown this here? Patrick Queen, number 6, is doing a good job running with Boyd. You probably have a chance to throw it now. If you were in a spot where your feet were set, if you were in the pocket, now would be a good chance. Now that window is there, it would land somewhere in this range right here, probably closer to the sideline, and let Boyd run away from a linebacker, right? If you had more time. Instead, Burrow takes off. This was the first time, though, I thought to myself, hey, maybe Burrow's back. Maybe he's feeling good. Maybe he can make guys miss in the pocket again. Because they didn't get too many drives in the first half. The Ravens really held the ball all first quarter almost. And then the Bengals got the big punt return by Charlie Jones for a touchdown. And that led to very limited possessions and time of possession for the Bengals in the first half. So this was really our first glimpse. We got an inside run here. I like how the Ravens are sending 2 linebackers and they're going to split, right? So Karras takes the one, Olsen takes the other. Olsen does a really good job here because he kind of overextends, but he does good enough to get his left arm locked in, run with the linebacker, and make a wall just big enough for a big gain because Mixon's running hard. Mixon is running really, really hard. He deserves a lot of credit for, I think he's probably been the best player on the offense through 2 games. And here's the biggest play for Mixon. Well designed by Taylor and Callahan and the offensive staff. You've got Jamar Chase in the backfield. And everyone kind of forgets about Joe Mixon there. T. Higgins gets good blocks downfield. You'll see from the end zone angle how many eyes just end up in the backfield. We got a lot of motion here. So we got pre-snap motion, and then we're going to do something at the snap here by having the play fake and the run blocking all go one way. You watch there. Watch the three, the triangle of defenders here, as they all are looking into the backfield, all peeking and wondering if Burrow's going to keep that ball. And Mixon is able to leak out behind all of them. Next play, another play action. It looks like an RPO as his eyes are downfield as Joe Burrow is selling this play fake. He's reading that linebacker. They're all in the window of Jamar Chase here. They're not getting sucked up. He ends up keeping it and just taking the check down to Drew Sample. This is one of the better schemed and motion plays as well. Motion at the snap was something I think they need to incorporate more often. This is a 4th down conversion. And you'll see from the end zone angle the type of confusion it creates. As you see 14 and 26, both safeties talking here, and 26 comes over and says, okay, I've got Irv Smith. Now the motion comes again. You see 26 is like, I don't have time to get over there. He's trying to yell at the other guy here. It looks like 21, maybe 27. He's trying to say, hey, you pick up 81 as he's streaking across the field, because the Bengals don't normally snap it while a guy's in motion. What this ends up with now, you see 26 is like, oh, shoot, I got to run. I got to get on my horse here because I'm not going to be able to catch up to 81. Burrow just turns, flips it out there. You see the type of range. It's not really a type of separation, I should say. It's really not even a good throw, but because the play was called and designed so well. This play here is probably the turning point in the game. This is the interception right at the goal line in what amounts to be a 3-point game at the end, where I think Joe Burrow got fooled a little bit here. And let's break it down and go from there. So at the snap, I've showed this. I've talked about this, right? Pre-snap reads, pre-snap versus post-snap. They're showing 2 high safeties. Perfectly fine. We get that all the time. We know how to defeat it. You can hit windows over here. You can hit windows over here, or check them down. Find areas to check down if you can, if that's what you get post-snap. The problem is that is not what Joe Burrow is going to get post-snap, and because of it, he's going to get fooled a little bit. So now here are the routes. You got Jamar Chase in like a bench route where he's going to come in, up, and then to the corner, and he's going to win. He's going to win on this route. And you have T. Higgins going to run a post over the middle. Now, like I showed before, if I kept those circles up, where did I say one of the areas you can attack cover 2 is? Over the middle, right? If you want to, versus cover 2, this is open. The problem is this safety over here. I think that's Geno Stone, 26, for the issues he had on the previous play. It's a very good job by Geno Stone, because if you watch him, keep your eyes on him on this side here. He's waiting. He's even like crouching and trying to hide his intention. His first step, if you saw it, his first step was actually this way. And now he's coming back this way. So Burrow's eyes, initially, we'll see it from the end zone angle. He checked where the safeties were, and now he's like, okay, I'm going to shoot this. I'm going to have the chance here to hit this middle of the field and hit T. Higgins on this post. And ideally, that'd be great. If it was the right coverage, look at Jamar Chase down there, wide open. He's mad about it, too. He's mad. Ends up being a one-on-one situation, and we're not going to Jamar Chase. That stinks. We want to hit that as many times as we possibly can, if you can read it correctly. So again, watch first step for Geno Stone. He starts drifting this way. He starts drifting. The other safety's drifting that way. Burrow's, that's how quick the post-snap confirmation is. It's okay, I got cover 2. Take the snap. Oh, I've got cover 2 again. Middle of the field open. Go ahead and hit this. Burrow's eyes, look at him. He's never even looking back at that guy. He's staring down his receiver. Meanwhile, Stone is breaking already on this. He knows, the defense knows where their weaknesses are. They know if they're playing middle of the field open, where are you going to throw the ball? So he's sitting on it, and he's reading his eyes, and he's trying to fool Burrow, and it works. They do a good job. The pocket's there. I mean, this is a clean pocket all day. Burrow could even hold it if he wanted to. You don't see Burrow get fooled too often. And he did probably 4 or 5 times in this game. Here's one of the issues a lot of people have had with this offense is we're throwing a lot of quick swings and checkdowns, probably unnecessarily. Probably a little bit too early. What do we get here? Why does he go so quickly to his checkdown? So we've got 2 receivers. Looks like they're running out routes together, double out routes here. He's going to hook up underneath. And we've got the swing pass over here. What's happening for the Ravens is they showed a single high safety pre-snap. That's not actually what they're running. He's rotating and he's rotating into a 2-high shell. And in a 2-high shell, again, you're going to have a defender here. This guy here is going to come up. He's going to play here. And you've got this guy, this guy, and maybe the middle linebacker is going to take that area. So if you read this correctly, the ball should go where? Since you don't have anybody going over the middle of the field, you don't have anybody attacking here, you don't have anybody attacking here, you don't have anybody attacking here. There are little windows in between. So he could hit Higgins if he wants, but it's going to be a tight throw. It needs to be accurate. And he is normally. When he's good, he would hit Higgins on this and be a very accurate throw. The problem is when he gets to this point, he quickly looks right and he says, I'm just going to check it down. I mean, Mitch Wilcox is wondering what he's got to do here to get a ball because he sits up right in this area. Look at the safety. Or the corner that was over there. The corner that was over Wilcox, he's running in the middle of the field. There's nobody over here. You hit Wilcox and maybe he turns and rumbles for a bunch. So again, when you're processing too quickly and not comfortable to sit in that pocket and actually see what you're seeing, you're going to force it a little bit too quickly. You're going to force your progressions a little too quickly. Okay, it's not there. Okay, see how fast he scanned the field? Did you see how fast Joe Burrow does this? Watch when he goes left and he realizes, okay, I'm looking left here. There's something here that's not what I initially thought. Fine. Perfectly okay. That happens. So he looks to the right. I mean, either he's dead on. Remember the vision cone in Madden? I was like, what, Madden 06? Something like that. Either he's dead on Drew Sample here, but he looks like his eyes are more towards Wilcox. Maybe he thought he could move that guy that's in coverage on Mixon, but he snaps to it and throws. There's nowhere for the guy to go. There's nowhere for Mixon to go on that. But the Bengals need to get a drive going. They need to convert on third downs, and it starts now. Some of the big throws from the game start at this point, and they start with Joe Burrow and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, clearly. But the Ravens are rotating into what here? Middle of the field closed. Looks like cover 3. Looks like cover 3 with these guys, right? He's drifting back here. He's drifting back here. That means you can throw to the boundary. You want these one-on-ones with your receivers. Now's your chance to throw to the boundary. You get man free, cover 1, cover 3s. Here's your chance. And we got Jamar Chase. I don't even know if it's an out or a corner route or flag route, however you want to describe it. But he's going to end up in that outside area. Let's play it, and then let's be clear on this. Huh? So Burrow hits the top of his drop, sees it's middle of the field closed. He can go to the boundary, hits that back foot, lets it rip. That's vintage Burrow. That's vintage Jamar Chase. That's what it's supposed to look like. Confirms it right away, turns, throws. Beautiful throw. Right on the money, right on time. Arm strength still looks pretty good there. We got more play action here. Watch eyes on the left side. So he's reading 6 and then looking left here for the next window. And let me take you back just a little bit here. Watch 0 step up. Watch 0 step up because he's coming in to fill for the run because the Bengals been running it out of shotgun and running it pretty well in this. And so now, because Roquan Smith has moved up, the window now is wider, where Roquan Smith probably would have been directly in that window. Remember the play action interception by Patrick Queen last year, week 5, where Burrow is under center, play action, drops his eyes completely, looks up, and throws it directly at Queen. This is to avoid those things. His eyes are always on the linebackers in shotgun. The runs look the same as the passes because you've got a lot of this play action faking, and it opens up the window for the second level throw here, in which he hits between 4 defenders converging on T. Higgins. It's a good throw. It's a good play overall. We've got a quick wide receiver tunnel screen, but I want you to watch Orlando Brown Jr. beat up on Jadeveon Clowney a little bit here in slow motion. I think Orlando Brown's been pretty good so far. I'm happy with the way he's played. Bengals near the goal line now. Look at this play, if I can pause it in time, and when Joe Burrow lets go of it. Man, this should have been caught. I think this is a pretty dynamite throw. It's a wheel route. Wheel meaning he's going to fake like he's going the out route. Let's change this color. Huh? Let's go nasty Steelers yellow. He's going to fake like he's going the out route. And as the corner now leans in because he thinks maybe he can jump it, Burrow's throwing this ball now. Like, look at Boyd's eyes. Boyd's eyes are looking into the backfield almost. This is when Boyd now is going to cut it upfield as the corner is leaning downfield or towards the backfield, if that makes sense. You have to throw this ball super early. And he does. And he places it. That thing would have hit the pylon. That thing would have hit the back pylon. We're seeing good throws by Burrow finally again. This looks like the Burrow we know. Hit that back foot. Lay it with laser accuracy. Should have been caught. They come back. Don't worry. We get an out route by T. Higgins. Let him just use the 8-inch advantage that he's got on that corner and go up and get this ball. Good timing, good placement by Burrow. Touchdown Bengals. They're back in this. Fourth quarter now. The Bengals are going to put Tyler Boyd in motion. And even though 29 followed him, the Ravens are going to rotate their coverage. And they're going to move that guy from the slot to the other side. And I think this forces Burrow to hold on to the ball a little bit longer than he expected. Because the Ravens, again, are showing split safety here. But, man, are they driving. Are they driving down on Tyler Boyd? And he's filling the middle of the field also. It's like they're saying, we're going to show you middle of the field open, and then we are going to squeeze it. And so Burrow comes away from this because he sees these guys coming down and taking away that middle. Even he's drifting this way, really taking away that window. And he's going to go quickly. His eyes are going to, as he steps up, he's going to say, okay, let me check it down then. But he sees the linebacker right over top. So I think Burrow just is not as crisp, is not as clean. Plus, those guards, the other 4 guys here are 5 yards into the backfield. That's a little bit deep for a pocket to set. That O-line sets pretty deep here. And I don't know for what reason. But there's the window on Boyd. There's almost a bracket coverage here, like they're expecting, hey, we know we're showing you a middle of the field open defense. We're not going to give it to you. We want to show you one thing and then take it away. And they're doing a good job at that. So Burrow goes to the check down, realizes there's a linebacker right on him, tries to make something happen, and gets sacked. It's his first sack of the game. And that might have been the only sack of the game, actually. Next play. Let's pause it here. Because what do the Ravens show here? Pre-snap versus what you get. The Ravens are showing you that we're bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're bringing 7. This is cover 0. We've done almost all the coverages today, even though I think I got one wrong earlier. That happens. That's okay. We'll keep it moving. We'll be better every time we do this. You've only got 4 defenders in coverage, and these 4 defenders are playing man coverage here. So we got you covering you, you covering you, you covering you. They're going to send this blitz, and they're going to say, you don't have enough guys to block. We've got 7 guys coming, and you've only got 6 blockers with bringing up Travion Williams. So what do the Bengals do? Don't worry. They've got an answer. And that's they're going to throw this curl route, stop route to Irv Smith Jr. here. The most wide open guy here. That's fine. And he gets tripped up instantly. But man, look at that room. Look at the room there. If he would have stayed on his feet, this is a 3rd down. They punt the ball next. Irv, stay on your feet a little bit for us. Let's look at this a little bit more, huh? The guy that we want to focus on is Ted Karras. Why? Because he's going to have to take 2 guys. I don't think it's by design, but it definitely happens that way. So watch Ted Karras for us. Look how he grabs 2 guys there. Make sure there's not a free runner to Burrow. Irv, stay on your feet. That stinks. Whoa, I think we're getting the same look again from the Ravens. This is not a replay. This is the Ravens showing, hey, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You don't have enough guys again. Once again, you don't have enough. Let's see how the Bengals handle it this time. This is, I think, now on the last drive of the game. Oh, it's not that. They're going to drop those middle linebackers that were mugging the A gap, and they're going to go and rotate to a cover 2 once again. The old friend, the cover 2. And Burrow, see, that's the only part I'm confused about is it looks like he points at this nickel rusher. This guy right here that comes free. It looks like pre-snap he was pointing at him. But yet someone doesn't get the call. They didn't slide that way. We end up with Karras and Mixon in the middle, not blocking the 2 linebackers that they thought were coming, or whichever 2 they thought were coming. So I don't know what happened there, but Burrow's clearly looking into the face of that blitzer and goes, oh no, I'm wrong. Flip it out. And he probably could have hit Jamar. Jamar probably thinks he could have hit Jamar. We've got a very similar play. We saw this one earlier, right? You recognize this one? This was one I probably incorrectly called that defense. But once again, you got Higgins running vertically, trying to take some with him. We got an out route by Tyler Boyd. And if Burrow gets enough time, he wants, it looks like, I think the ball gets, doesn't go where it's supposed to go. But I think he wants to hit Higgins on this. He's got Boyd wide open. If this was 2019, 2020, they'd be hitting Boyd on these plays. They would just trust that Boyd would get open. But he wanted it all here, despite the double coverage. That flash in between, if you look, what happened? Where did he get hit by? He gets hit by Clowney over here. But I don't know if it's all Clowney here, because what we got is a tackle and stunt. And Volson's going to lock on his guy too long. Watch Volson. He's going to ride his tackle too far. The end comes around and has a free lane to Burrow. Burrow can't step up and step away from Clowney and can't step into this throw. For some of my criticisms on Burrow so far this year is like, dude, sometimes you got to throw it up into double coverage. Let your guys go make a play. We saw it in the AFC Championship game, right? Sometimes let your receivers go win. And he's not doing that. He tried to there. At least it looked like it. So now it's time to convert and get what we need to get here to bring this game close. They're showing one single safety here, but even like you should be getting used to this by now. It looks like he's leaning backwards. It looks like we're going to get cover 2. Looks like we're going to get middle of the field open. Let's watch that other safety pre-snap. Yep, post-snap, confirm. He definitely is. This is a Tampa 2 cover 2. So this looks like complete zone across. Deep, deep. He's running the deep middle, 14. It's nice you got a third safety like this that you can do that with. Kyle Hamilton, very versatile player. He always was. But he's going to open his hips. You see the way he's facing this way? Because you have two receivers on the side. You have Chase and Boyd. And usually that middle linebacker is going to open his hips towards the side with the most receivers. And because of it, it's going to leave open, if you have enough time, for T. Higgins, who's down here closest to us. It's going to leave open the middle of the field. Higgins is going to curl around behind. It's going to be a perfectly placed ball in that vacated area. And it'll be a big play for a first down. Watch 14, get to the middle, and completely stay open with that receiver side. Good protection, ball out. No free runners at Burrow this time. Keep it moving, run play. Let's push it. Let's push the pile. Keep it going. Keep it driving. I love these personally. Nothing gets me more fired up, I think, than watching the offensive lineman rally behind the running back and just push and churn. Getting the last play on offense as Burrow escapes the pressure, throws the ball up for T. Higgins. T does a good job boxing out his man and making the catch. Again, once again, the Ravens are going to cheat. They're cheaters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the Bengals only have 5 blockers. So if they all rush at Burrow, he knows he's responsible for the unblocked guy. And it's going to be this edge guy all the way in the end, because you want to block the inside guys first if possible, so you don't have clear free rushers to the quarterback. As you see, Jonah dips inside. Oh, that linebacker is coming. Let me go pick him up. Lays it up. T. Higgins, touchdown. So I spent way too long with the offensive film, so I lied to you. We won't get to the defense today. We're going to have to save that for the next episode. That wasn't the plan. But I thought there was a lot of plays to go over. I thought there was a lot of things we needed to discuss. You could see Burrow was getting better. You can see that processing was still hit or miss. His pocket movement still hit or miss. You can see the Bengals are using more motion and starting to get their RPO game and run game and play action stuff to look the same. The run game looked good, I think, overall. I think the offensive line played really well. The quarterback wasn't good enough. And the system, I'm not trying to say Zach Taylor's system was good, because any system that's not getting the ball to Jamar Chase at least 10 times a game, and I'm talking targets, maybe he only catches 7 or 6 or whatever, but at least 10, 12 targets a game, then your system stinks. So I think he was open, though. Watching the film, I don't know where the disconnect is and where it used to happen, where it happened, because it used to be that people would say, hey, is Joe Burrow forcing the ball to Jamar Chase too much? And now it's like, man, they need to start forcing the ball to Jamar Chase. He's open on these. You got to trust these guys are getting open. Let's not look for the perfect or the most open player on every play. Start getting the ball to the playmakers to let them make plays. And if Burrow misses time, you need to get the ball to the playmakers, because that's your only chance to keep it going. The Bengals are walking on a razor's edge with this season on the brink, depending on Burrow's health and depending on how they can overcome it if he misses time. This has been Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. I'm your host, Joe Goodberry, and hoping for better.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.